All right, so you don't have to write down the chart. I'm gonna ask you to kind of take. So for this PDF is already in Schoology for you. You don't have to copy in detail. You don't have to copy every single thing, but maybe something that important to you, like something that I write out, and I was probably ask you to put it somewhere, make it easy. But you don't have to copy every single thing. Malin, yes, if you can write out the chart, that would help. Okay. So the stem and leaf is a way for you to organize your data. So we talk about different ways. So we create the frequency table, right? We did that. And then we also create the frequency histogram. We did that as well. And then we'll look at mean, median, and mode. We kind of a way for us to organize. So this is another way you're gonna have a list of values. For example, Mike wrote out all of his grade. So these are his grade from 78. These are all his grades, 78, 94, 84, 97. All of these are his grades. So he lists them out, but we want to be able to organize it. So here's one thing that you want to pay attention to is the stem is the 10th. Sorry. So if you look at this one, the stem is the 10. So what does that mean? So I'm going to use the first number, for example, number 78. Okay. If you're going to split it up, so for the chart to create a stem and plot, you're going to split into two columns. Okay. The first one is the stem, and the second column is leaves. So this one is represent the tenths, is the stem, and then the one place represent the leaf. Okay. So when you write that out, we're going to start with the lowest values. We always start, when we do chart, we start with the lowest value. So I'm looking at the list that he given to us. The lowest value is 63. That's tell me the first number, the 10, is going to be 6 because that's in the 60s, right? 60 something, 60 up to 69. So that's why I'm start with a 6. And then I look at the rest of the values. I'm seeing 95 is the highest. I know that I'm going to end up with the highest values, right? So again, this one in 95, so the 10 is in the 90s. So I start with 90. So in between, you can increase 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 60, 70, 80s, 90s. Okay. When you list these out, it's actually pretty simple, but it can be confusing is that when you list it out, you only, on the second columns, you only list out the ones. You don't have to write out the tens again. There's no reason for you to do it. For example, if we look at 78, so we're going to put in this right here for the 7. And then for the 8, I'm just going to write out the 8. You don't have to write out 78 again. So don't get confused with the 7. This 7 is another values. And when we can do another one, the 94, keep in mind the 9 is already here, so we just need to write out the 4. For now, eventually I will ask you to put numbers in order, but for today's practice, if it's not in order, that is fine. So done with 94, and then we look at 84, right? Here, this is the 80, we put in just the 4. For the 90, it's the 9. Instead of write 90, I'm putting the 0. So think about instead of the frequency table where you do the tally, we count it and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead of put down the tally, you put down the ones values, okay? And then we do 77. This is 7. This is a 70. So this is a 7 from this values, not 78. Okay, so be careful. Then we do 86. Same thing, A and then 6. So basically, you just write the 10th 1, and then just write the 1 on the second column as many times as you need it. Question for me in this one. So the last time when we learned about to create the frequency histogram and then we do frequency table, what I noticed is for the frequency histogram, when we look at the questions, and it seemed like once you understand the question, it's easier for you to create the histogram later. So I'm going to try with this. We're going to look at question today. We're going to practice understanding the chart, and then we're going to go back to create the chart later. All right. So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to cover up the list because I don't want you to look at the list. I want you to look at the chart, the table. We can use the table to answer the question. So here's the time that I'm going to ask you to write your answer in the chat for me, either private chat or public chat, doesn't matter. We're going to share that out, okay? How many gray are greater than 80? So let's look at number one. How many grays are greater than 80s? So think about 80s is this values right here. Okay, so I see you put 10, 10, okay, 10, okay. How do we know that is 10? How do we know that? Right. Cool. That's perfect, right? So we look at this one, you can see this is the 80, but over here, if you read this, you're going to put them together, the stem and the leaf. You put them together and you read this 84, 84, 86. So we're going to count, there are 10 of those, right? So we have 10, perfect. What is the range of his grade? The range, here's a couple ways that we did not really talk about it earlier, but the range, it can go in both ways. It starts from the lowest to the highest. So the range is go from 63 to 95. The difference is if I take 95 minus 63, give me 32. Okay. So when I do this, and one of the questions I got from students is like why you take 60 when we do the frequency table, we do the lower limit and upper limit. And some of you ask me like why did I subtract? This means 63 to 95. Okay. I'm not subtract anything. All right, next question. Again, I'm going to ask you to respond to me in the chat, using the chat. How many grays are between 70 and 90? So when I say in between, I'm not going to include 70 and 90. Okay. Okay, we have 12, we have 7, 7, 7. Okay. Okay, 7. So keep in mind we don't count the 70 and we don't count the 90 because this is in between. 7. Okay, we got all 7. So that's good. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't count the 90. So this is 7. Good. Which grays occur most often? And this is another name for another thing that we talked about last time is the mode. Something that happened more than the rest of the values. So which grade occur most often in here? It's possible that we may have more than one. It's okay. Don't freak out. How do I get 7? I'm looking the values between 7 and 90. So if you look on the second row, for the 7, I have 1, 2, and then for the 80s, I have 5. So I add this 5 and 2. So altogether, that would be 7 numbers together. Okay, which grade occur most often? Okay, so we have Saba said it's 84, 94. Do we have something else, or do we agree? good, right? So 84, because over here I have 284. On the bottom, I have 294. So it's possible that you have two modes, you have two or more. It doesn't matter. It's dependent on how many times it's repeat. Everything else. So in here, don't get confused and said, oh, can it be 8? It's not, right? We have to combine the stem and the lead together, the 10 and the ones placed together. Okay, might score 100 this week. What is the new range of his grade? So which is the same thing. The 100 take away 63. That would give you a number, right? So any question how we read this chart? If you have a phone, to make it a little bit easier for you, take a picture and it's there. If you need to go back, so this can be a little bit faster. We can go back and look at it. All of these I will share in the notes folder for you later, along with the video. I'm recording the lessons and then I'll post it again. All right. So all of this will be posted for you to look at. But for now, if you have a phone, you need to jot down something, do it. Okay, so let's use this one. We're going to practice answer question again, okay? So this is the number of minutes read per night. So we have the stems. So the stem represent the minutes. So this is the tens. This one is in the tens split, and this one is in the ones, okay? So for the first one, if you read, this one is 9 minutes, 9 minutes. The second row is going to be 15 minutes, 18 minutes, 19. So if I have to list it out, I have to go backwards. So I can do 9, 9. The next one is 15, 18, 19. So that's how I read it. So I'm going to go back. This is the 10. So 15, 19, 18. And then I can do 20, 21, 24, 27, 27 twice, 29, 30, and then 32. So I'm going to go backward a little bit. That's the reason why we're going to use this later, but for now, I'm just trying to see if you can be able to go back and list it. It's one of the questions I will ask you in the summative, is that if I give you this table, can you go back and give me the list, all right? How many nights did he read less than 30 minutes? So if it's less than 30 minutes, I'm not going to include the 30. So how many nights? I'm going to ask you to share out. Okay. Thank you. 11 is a good answer, right? We don't include the 30 and we count the rest. Or if you want to, I can go back to my list and count. So I don't know. If the list is helping, then I will go back and list them out. Or you know how to read the table, and then that's fine. Good. So 11 is good. What is the least number of minutes read? Okay. Perfect. Thank you. The greatest. 32. That is good. That's the highest values. Thank you, Kayla, Fatima. Okay. How many more nights did he read in the 20s than in the 10s? Read the question number 8. Be careful. So I have two answers for this one, 6 and 3. What do we think? Is that how many more nights? How many more that we're going to compare in the 20 and the 10s, right? This is the 10, this is the 20s. We compare them and we see how many more, so I have to subtract. For the 20s, I have 6 of those. For the 10s, I have only 3. So I'm have to subtract, and the correct answer is 3. So be careful for those who answer 6. 6 is for the 20, but we asked how many more. So take away 3 because these 3 match, but I have 3 more. Okay. What is the total amount of times that he has read? So if we want to find the total amount of time, what should I do to find that total amount of times? Anyone want to guess, or just like, so here's something for the one who not responding anything. I know like, oh, somebody already respond. I don't have to. For this question, I want you to type in, put in the chat or unmute. I don't care, it doesn't matter. What will you do to find the total amount of time? Don't give me the answer, but what will you do? If you don't know, feel free to put down, I don't know. If you don't want to put in the public chat, do it in private chat, like, I don't know, helped. It's fine. I just need to know where you are, okay? So I'm just going to wait. And I'm not going to say what is the correct answer. I'm just looking at it right now. So I'm kind of going through the chat, so bear with me. I know it's kind of quite silent. It's kind of awkward, but just be patient, okay? So we see a bunch of you already typed in the answer. Some send me a message. Okay, it's okay if you say I'm not sure. For now, I'm checking to see if you pay attention or not. So it's just a matter of you is pay attention or you do something else, okay? It's okay if you say you're not sure. Okay, some of you already gave me the number already, okay? Okay. So you already make suggestion. Some of you tell me, okay. So I have a bunch say I'm not sure. I have one of you give me a values that you actually did something. You get the number, and then add in all the minutes together, add in how many from the leaves. So I'm gonna say that right now for the one who said add all the minutes. That's the correct approach. Now the question is, what do we add? So one of you said add all the leaves together. It's not quite, because if I add all the leaves, if you do that, that's me telling me that we're gonna ignore the stems. Can be, you have to add both, right? So this is one of the reasons if you list out the values, it can be a little bit helpful. So I'm going to add all of them together. So I'm not just adding these values only. Put them together. I'm going to read this as 15, 18, 19, not just 8, not just 5, 8, and 9. Okay, so let's add all of them together. I already have one of you send me a values. So I may make a mistake because when I add this, I have a different number than what she gave me. So can we all add? So the correct answer, we're going to add them together. Okay. So let's add them together and let's see what we got. Okay, so the total that I got is 280. Now, but this one asks you to break it down to hours and minutes. How do we approach this? How do we break it down to hours and minutes? So this is a skill that you may have forgot. But let's review. Sorry, I'm trying to chart my iPad. If you just wonder what I do. Okay, so over here, I know that 1 hour have 60 minutes, right? So I'm thinking how many times that's a 60 can go into 280. So in here, I'm thinking it's about 4. Okay, So 4 times this would be 240 minutes. So I'm taking 280 minus 280, so that's give me 40 minutes extra. So for this answer, it's going to be 4 hours and 40 minutes. If you forgot how to convert minutes back to hours and minutes, let me know. Office hours, I can help. Right? So any question how we do this one? Leaves and stem and leaves. You doing okay? Like I said, I feel like this is like a quick it's like a review for most of you, but don't get me wrong. If this is something new and you need help, let me know. Okay. So what we're gonna do? I need to skip a few things. So for this one, we're gonna construct. Okay. For this one, we're gonna construct a stems and leaves. That's what we need to do. Okay, we need to construct a stems and leaves. So we're kind of go backward this time. So I just want to know. I just want to see if that works. So I need you to, for now, if you can either do a screenshot of the work or take a picture, whatever you do, so you have this. Copy it on a piece of paper, have it somewhere, so we're gonna construct this. I'm gonna need you to take notes on this one, okay? So I'll give you a minute to do that. Okay. All right, so if we look at this one, the first one is already started for you. We start with the lowest value, which is 83. Okay. So the 8 go to the 10. The 3 goes to the leaves. Now we're going to look for the highest values, which is 125. Okay. So we know that it's going to start with the 8. The next one in the 10 would be 9. And then we get to the hundreds. So that's the stems. I'm going to use the ones, the leaf is the 1. So that's the one that I will list out. So if I start with 83, done with 83, you don't have to go in the same order. I can start with 104. So the 104 would go to the last row, right? So this is the 10 is already here. So the 4, I will list out the 4. Do the next one, 95. The 9 is already here, so I just list out the 5. And I will continue to do with the rest. So 89, just list out the 9, 23, and the next one is 18. I already done 83, so 25. So this is 101, so this is just 1. 99, there's another, whoops, sorry. 99, 108, 99 again, and then 96. Okay, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. So later on, eventually, I will probably most likely would ask you to rewrite this, reorder this, and to write everything in order. So the first one is 5, is 3 and 9. But if we need to rewrite this in order, we can do 5, 6, 9, 9. Then for this one, I can do 1, 4, 8, 18, 23, and then 25. It's okay for now if it's not in order. That is okay. I don't mind. Questions? Okay. We good? Done copy? Should I wait? Hold on? Okay. So what I would do is this one. We're gonna do an activity, like a quick activity together. And then this will be your exercise slip. This is the one that I'm gonna ask you to do on a piece of paper. Take a picture and email it to me, and then I will enter in gray as soon as you email it to me. And when you've done email this to me, then you can do Khan Academy assignments, okay? For this one, this activity, I'm gonna need you to do this with me. Our class divide into pair. We're not gonna do pair. I wanna do all of us together. So instead of pair, we're gonna share data, okay? So if you have a timer or your phone, this one is just, you're gonna record how long can you hold your breath, okay? Don't cheat. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna share what I have. Okay, so take maybe less than a minute, right? You may be able to do a minute. So I'm gonna record myself, see how long I can hold my breath. I'm gonna record that. I'm gonna ask you to share out in the chat for me. So I'm gonna start. Okay. All right, I'm gonna start. Whew. Okay. I got 26. That is my time. Okay, I got 26. All right, I'm going to ask you, that was fun. I'm going to ask you to share yours. And I'm going to jot it down. We're going to use it. Okay. Hold on, let me go back to the right screen. Okay, for me, 26. Okay, 47, 37. Wow, you guys really good. 37, 39, 36, 50. Wow. Anyone else have data that you have? Share with us. Hoping that you're not killing yourself with this. We need more. If you have not done so, okay, I have 28, 35, thank you, 48, 31, cool. It's really cool. I need to practice because I got 26. Is that goes with age? Okay, thank you for those who did the activity. So we're gonna use this. I think this should be enough. Anyone else still recording and want to share? Okay, it's fine. We can add. So for now, if you want to take a picture of the list, I will leave it up for you. I'll leave it here. I won't close it. I want you to create a stamps and leaves using these data. I want you to create, put it here. Do it on a piece of paper, email it to me, and I will put in grade today. As soon as you email it to me, I'll put in the grade. Once you're done with this one, go to do Khan Academy. And if you're done with Khan Academy, then you're done for the day. So 2 things you're going to do. Do this, extra slipped, and turn it in. So this is your excess slipped. Email it to me. So you're going to email this. When you're done, Khan Academy. Questions. All right, go ahead and start. Khan Academy, I already posted, so you can do. Steven, if you are here, I just sent you a message. Actually, I sent you earlier. If you can take a look at message and respond to me. Also, right now is a good time for you to send me that message telling me that you want to take the summative today or not. Let me know, okay? If you did not do so.